lot to be smiling for. So what the you be wildin' for? If you're breathing, you achieving. We having fun this evening, believe it.
Hey guys, it's me, your girl Anita, and I'm back with another video. And in this video, we're finally going to be doing our couples Q&A. As you can see, we're not at our house filming this video because last weekend we were supposed to do it, but
it didn't work out.
It didn't work out. Like, we were tired. Well, I was tired and didn't have the energy to do it, so we figured we would do it while we're here in Dallas. So that's what we're about to do. So if you don't know who this dude right here is sitting with me, you want to tell these people who you are?
I'm Lonnie. How you doing? Pretty sure y'all know me by now.
This is my husband Lonnie. So he has agreed to do this video with me. So, you know, rather than I figured I'd post this on Valentine's Day for all you lovers out there. Not that this is about love or anything, but I figured what better day to do a Q&A than on post a Q&A than on Valentine's Day. So he hasn't seen these questions. We haven't, you know, discussed these questions. We just gonna get right to it. So y'all ready? If you want to see us answer these Q&A questions, then just keep on watching. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, well, let's do it. Okay, question number 1. I'm not gonna say who the question is from. So if you ask the question, then you pretty much know that this is your question. So the first question is, do you and Lonnie have plans, example, travel, etc., once the nest is empty?
Oh, most definitely. That's the number one
How
agenda.
are you starting? You're supposed to let me go first.
Oh, it's your question. I'm answering.
Whatever. You said rude. Ladies first, dude. All right, well, go ahead and finish. Go ahead.
Yes, we're looking forward to it. Once the kids are out, we're definitely going to travel. We're going to go all over.
Where are we going?
We're going overseas to places in the Caribbean or South America that we haven't been. We're going to travel as much as possible. That's our goal.
Yeah. We've talked about that for years now. We've been preparing for that for a long time, and we're just really looking forward to being able to do that. I mean, don't get us wrong, we love our kids, but you know, we've been parents since what? You know, not as young as some people, but I was 23 when our son was born. He was 25, so you know, we're still young enough to be able to go and enjoy each other and enjoy life and enjoy, you know, what life has to offer, Lord willing, because you know, tomorrow is not promised for anybody. But you know, now more than ever, you know, we are really like,
oh yes.
Yeah, it's not about talking about it, it's about being about it. So yeah, so we definitely there's definitely a lot of places we want to go. Oops, your phone locked up. Hold on. Okay, let me put the code in. And yes, I have the code to his phone and he has the code to mine. And if you're married, you should have each other's codes.
Whatever.
So okay, the next question is, this is for you. How y'all gonna be asking him questions on my channel? I'm just playing. Okay, it says, is Lonnie interested in having a YouTube channel?
A YouTube channel? Maybe one day, not right now. I'll leave that up to the professional over here.
You know what's so funny? It's funny that he even says that he would even think about it, because when I first started my channel, yeah, I'm putting it out there. When I first started my channel, y'all, he didn't want no parts of it. I'd be like, be in my video with me, we can do it together. He was like, no, I'm not doing no YouTube. Don't ask me about no YouTube. And I'm not being in no videos. And I said, okay, you don't want to be in my videos? You don't need to be on my videos. I'll do my videos all by myself. And when he saw that him not being in them wasn't going to stop me, he just got on board. He started being very encouraging. He started sliding all up in the video. Now he want to be a part of the video. And next thing you know,
this is not Biggie, all right? Come on now. She put a gun to my head. That's why.
Y'all know that is not true. If you guys go back, and those of you who've been following me for a while, you know that in the beginning, him and Kayla would rarely ever be in my video. Now y'all know my son don't play that. Like, he really don't want to be in the video. But you know, him and Kayla, they would not be in my videos. I'd be like, y'all don't want to be in my video? And they'd be like, no, and they would not be in the video. But now I guess they're used to it, and they see that I enjoy it, and I ain't gonna stop. If I gotta do it by myself, I just do it by myself. yourself.
We do
so.
it for you, boo. We do it for you.
You do it because you enjoy them too. You like my videos?
I love your videos. They're very entertaining.
Are they?
They are.
Oh, well, thank you.
And like, if I was to start a YouTube channel, I wouldn't even know what to do. Where would I begin? So.
Yeah, but people like your gardening stuff, so they think you give good tips on gardening and stuff.
Yeah.
But then
We'll see in time.
Sorry, guys. I
may do it.
I'm getting notifications. Okay. Next question. It says, when you guys were dating. Oh, you know what? The next question is. It says, how do you keep your kids so well-rounded? And I'll start with this. We keep them well-rounded because we have made them work for stuff. Like our kids are. Sorry, y'all. Our kids are very good kids, but we started when they were young. Like when they were little, we started with teaching them respect and everything. Like when kids start to talk, they try to test you and they say little sassy things that out of their mouths and stuff. And I just didn't play that. Like when they were 2, they were getting popped in those lips or whatever when they thought it was cute to be talking back, to let them know that no, we are not your friends. We're your parents. I was probably more the disciplinarian and they think I'm crazy. I'm really nice, but I don't play that disrespect stuff. Neither one of us do. And we've never had any issues out of them, but we just made them work for everything pretty much because school was like their only job. And so when it came to school, we just really didn't play that. And fortunately enough that as time went by, I had a job where I was able to work from home. So when they were in elementary school and middle school, I was home and I volunteered at both of their schools. I would even volunteered as the lunch lady. I didn't care because I wanted to know what was going on in my kids' schools. I wanted their teachers to know, like, if you ever had any issues with my kids, then I'm here. You can contact me because I wanted to know my kids really well so that if somebody told me they were doing something and I could be like, stop lying because you know you did it. Or if they didn't do it, I could be like, I know them. They didn't do that. I mean, we've never been called up to the school for our kids or anything. I mean, people just I just was really involved with their schools. I just really stayed involved and I really stayed communicating with their teachers. And they knew. I was like, if I ever get a call having to come up to that school for you acting up, I'm beating your tail in front of that class. Simple as that. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. And so they think I'm crazy. So we never had any issues. But yeah, it's just about like respect and having them respect their elders and stuff and not talking back to us as well as others. And so they know they have to work for whatever they get, but they work hard and they were just both good students. And so the things that they have received from us, they deserved it. But they're both hard workers. Like our son, he doesn't ask us for anything. Nope. I mean, he really doesn't. He lives with us. We don't charge him rent or anything, but he saves his money and he pays his own bills. He's there to save money and that's what he's doing, but he doesn't ask us for anything. Even with his last semester of college, he came to us and he said, I don't need y'all's help this semester. I got this. And we were like, what? We were like, hey. So yeah, and even like with Kayla, when she's working and stuff, like she doesn't ask us for anything. They buy their own stuff. So she'll only come to us if she needs something. But for the most part, if she has her own money, she doesn't ask us for anything. And like I said, our son, he doesn't ask us for anything. So we always have to be like, you good, Kalani? You need anything? You can ask, we're here to help you. But that's pretty much how we just try to guide them and set an example for them. And we don't tell them to do. We don't tell. We're not do as we say and not as we do. We set the example because we can't be telling them don't do something and then we're up here doing it. Like it don't work like that. We just always try to set the example and set the standard. So I think that's how. Yeah,
and all I gotta do is give them the look, and that's it.
Yeah. And so and they know, like we're very close with them, and they pretty much tell me everything. Sometimes
they tell me stuff too.
I'm not saying they don't tell him stuff, but sometimes they be telling us that. Be like, that's your business. We don't need to know all that. But yeah, we're very close. We're very like tight knit family. Yeah. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. So the next question is, okay, this one says, when you guys, when you guys were dating, was there something you did or said that was embarrassing? Oh my God, that was so, you don't know how many years, that was almost 30 years ago, y'all. That was a long time ago. I will say this.
I'm trying to think of something.
I know something. Remember, okay, we were going to the base because he was in the Navy, and we were going to the PX. And over by the water and stuff smelled weird, but like I didn't know him well enough. So who was driving? I was driving. I was driving because you didn't have a car. Yeah, so I was driving. I kept smelling the smell. And I said, "I'm sorry, but did you fart?" He was like, "No, I didn't fart. That was the what'd you say? That's the air, or whatever." But I didn't know him well enough to know. But now if he fart, I know it's him. Okay, I know it's him. But yeah, that's the only thing I can think of that.
No, because you said that I don't fart, I pooped. What? What's the difference? That was a strong poop.
But it wasn't me, so it doesn't matter.
Sure about that?
Okay, and then the next thing she says, what piece of clothing did you or Lonnie wear that you no longer wear? You want to start? I'll start. Okay, I'll start. He had this bathrobe. Y'all, this bathrobe looked like it had been through it. It has been through it. So I bought him another one, but he had this bathrobe that he loved and he used to wear and wear. One day I just threw that sucker in the trash and just bought him another one. Now the other one that I bought is like in the same situation. Like he just wears it all the time. And it's so, that thing is so many years old.
It's comfortable. What's
But
wrong with it?
But he loves it, so.
I'm comfortable in my robe, so.
He think he Hugh Hefner.
That's right.
I'm just kidding. And what about me? Is there a piece of clothing that was mine?
I remember when the first night I met you, you had on that little dress that you wore in the club, and then you wore the same dress the next night.
It was not. He's lying. Y'all,
She wore the dress two nights in a row.
He's lying.
2 nights in a row.
Well, it must didn't bother him too much because the next night he was still all up in my face. So whether I wore the same dress 2 nights in a row or not, he was still trying to get it.
No, she fooled me at first because she had a blazer.
He's
over
lying.
it.
He's lying. Whatever.
You did.
Whatever. Still, it was not the same dress. So, okay. Oops. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. Hold on 1 minute. Let me get back to this. Next question. Okay. It says, what was the number one advice you got as newlyweds that still is true for you today? Let me tell you guys this. We didn't get very good advice when we were newlyweds because we were so young. I was 20, him being 22. The majority of the people were like, you ain't gonna last. Okay, you'll be divorced in a year.
Why you getting married so young?
That's the type of advice that we got. I mean, our parents were pretty much, they didn't care. They were pretty much encouraging, but they didn't say anything bad or anything, negative. But most of the other people that we knew were like, you'll be divorced. I remember where I worked, oh my God, the ladies there were just so like, you don't have to do this. You're not pregnant, are you? You don't have to go through with this. I was like, no, I'm in love. I'm getting married. So yeah, we didn't really get any advice that was.
Nah, we just learned on our own.
Yeah, we learned on our own. And what else did she say? She says, what steps do you take towards getting on the same page and being more of a team? Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
Well, like I said, we had to learn that over time.
Yeah.
We always had little disagreements about things. Mm-hmm. But like I said, as you're with a person for a long time, after a while, y'all should be able to adapt to one another.
Because it's compromise. So, when we were younger, it was different because I spend money now, but I really like to spend money then. And then you see, back then I didn't have no money. I was broke, so I was spending money when I didn't have no money. So yeah, it was so bad. I used to hide stuff in the car. I used to hide things that I bought in the car. So but yeah, I don't know. Now we're mature. People change. Like the people we were at 20 and 22 are not the people that we are at 47 and 49 and at 30 and 32. Like we're different people. You grow and you change. And so as we got older, it really was about communication. Like we would never go out and make a big purchase or anything and not discuss it with each other. We just don't operate like that. We discuss everything, especially when it comes to our finances, when it comes to our kids, any of those decisions like that. We sit and we have a discussion and we both have to be on the same page. Because in the past, when we didn't do that, it caused a lot of conflict in our relationship and caused a lot of problems between us. So as we see, you need to stop. And caused a lot of problems between us because both of us would do things like that. But now, we just talk.
Nah, we got it though.
Yeah. So, but it was learned over time. And we just didn't get mad and be like, you do this and you do that and that's it. No, you have to work. I'm sorry if I'm looking down, you guys. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. The thing just keeps closing, so I'm trying to open it back up to get these questions. But you know, it's just things that we learned over time, and I think we've mastered it now.
Yeah, we definitely mastered it because if I want something and there's a major purchase, I'm definitely gonna ask her. I'm gonna be like, you know, what do you think about this? I'm gonna ask her opinion, and then you know we'll have to discuss it. And if she thinks it's okay, and I'm cool with it, and I'm gonna purchase it.
And that's the same with me. Like when you guys see me shopping for the house, if you notice, I don't just go buy stuff. I like to get his input. Like he lives there too. Like I wouldn't want my house to be all feminine because I'm not the only person that lives there. He lives there too, so I have to be respectful of him. And so when he comes in the house, he feels like it's his home as well. So even when I'm out buying stuff, I'll call him up when I'm in the store. I'll be like, I see this. You know, what do you think about this? It costs this much. Are you all right if I get this? And And he'll be like, yeah, I get it. Like today when we were at Magnolia, I was like, well, what about this? What about that? And he was like, he was cool with it. He was he was, you know, happy. I was happy, and we both agreed on the things that we purchased. So, but I always get his input. If you guys notice in my shopping videos, if he's with me, I'll be like, well, what do you think about this? And what do you think about that? Because I value his opinion, and I want him to feel like our house is his house and not just my house.
And if she did buy something I wasn't fond of, I'll tell her. I'll let her know. I'm like, I'm not feeling that. And then, you know, we'll talk about it. And then sometimes she can convince me to keep it. But sometimes I'm like, no. Yeah.
Most of the time I just be like, just trust me. And when it's done, you'll see. And the majority of the time he usually is like, you right. So yeah, but yeah, sometimes he'll be like, I don't like that, and if he says he really doesn't like something, I'll say, okay, well, let's go and find something that we both agree on, and then we usually do it that way. Yeah. All right. So I hope that answered your question. And then this question is for me, and it says, Anita, are you of Spanish descent? Sometimes I hear an accent. It's really cute, by the way. No, I'm not of Spanish descent, but I get asked that a lot. I get asked in my Spanish a lot. Actually, he is he's Hispanic. He's actually half Puerto Rican. I know he look black, but he's half Puerto Rican, y'all. And no, he can't speak no Spanish. But no, I'm not. But thank you. But I do get asked that a lot. And whenever we go to New York, or whenever I go to an island or somewhere, the people are always coming to me speaking Spanish, and I'm like, hola. Gracias. De nada. Buenos dias. But that's about all I know. But I'm thinking of maybe taking a Spanish. I took Spanish years ago, but I don't remember. You know, I can count and stuff like that. But the basic stuff. But no, I'm not. I'm black. Okay. And the next question, it says, as a seasoned couple, what would you say has been one of your greatest challenges, and what have you done to overcome or work through that challenge as a couple? Okay, well, I'll start with this. So as I said, like, we got married pretty young, so and I didn't go to college. So if you watch my 15 Facts About Me video, and if you haven't seen it, what side is it? I'll link it up above so you can check it out. But as I said, I did not go to college. I was not a good student at school, so I went to business school. I went to secretary school. So when I started working in corporate America, I was 19. So when most of the people my age were in college, I was out, you know, working a real job. So most of my coworkers were all older. They were older ladies who had husbands and kids. So those were the people that I hung out with and did things with, besides him. So then there was one job I remember when I was 26, and I started working at this company, and there was a lot of people my age, and I had never worked with people my age. So they were going to happy hours, and they were wanting to hang out and all this stuff. And they'd be like, come on, Anita, come with us, come on. And so I had a husband and a 3-year-old at home, and I wanted to go hang out with these people. I don't want to come home to him or no 3-year-old. I mean, and that's just normal, because I never went through that phase where I was hanging out or any of that. So, you know, I think that was a little difficult. And then at that time I was thinking, do I really want to be married? You know, is this really what I want? You know, thinking that, you know, oh, it'll be funner if I'm this, because I never got to do that, when in all actuality it wasn't. But I will say he picked up on that, and he didn't just, like, he really was fighting for me too. He was really like reeling me in, and he was reeling me in, like, I'm not letting my baby go. Not that I was gonna leave, but at that time I wasn't sure, because like I said, we were married so young, and you go through those phases, and it was just like, I don't wanna be tied down. I wanna go live and be free. But it doesn't work like that. But luckily I had a spouse that cared enough to, when I was out there, and I wasn't out there like that, but when I, wanted to go out and just wasn't sure and wasn't certain, he didn't give up. Like he fought for his bae.
And I went through a similar period in our marriage too. Also, same thing.
Yeah.
I like when I first started my job, I was working with guys like 60 years old. So I was just used to working with older people. Then I got a new job, I was working with younger people. Then I wanted to hang out. He's like, "You want to go out?" I was like, "Yeah." And then I started hanging out a little more and more. And then it's similar to her, same thing.
He wasn't sure if he wanted to be married.
Sometimes it happens. I mean, don't get it twisted. We've been married 27 years. We've been through a lot, ups and downs. But we know the one thing we did, we always found a way to come together and communicate. Yeah. And that's why we're still together today. Yeah. Because we actually talk to each other. Because
when he was feeling that way, I didn't give up. I was stuck in there, and I was fighting for him, to come back. And then I had little parents like, well, that's, you want to go be with your friends, and go be with your friends. And then I went and I, just worried about my kids and my job. And then, once he realized, and,
I came to my senses.
He came to his senses, honey. He came to his senses and came back and and showed out, and and we're together now. And I have to say that I feel like, I'm glad that we both went through those periods, because I feel like that has really helped us have the relationship that we have now, because, I just feel like we just have this bond now that can't be.
We like glue.
I mean, it just like, I can't imagine myself with anybody else. I don't know how he feels, but at this point, at this point, I just really can't imagine myself with anybody else. I just can't. So he's like, I don't know.
Cool. But let me just say this.
Whatever.
After a couple weeks ago, what happened with her? Yo, I'm telling you, that terrified me, man. I love this woman. I realized how much I really love her from that day. I loved her, but I know how much I really love her. No, this is no joke, And this is my heart right here. And see, I gave her a new nickname too. Her name is Hearty B, because her heart be strong. I know it sounds corny, but that's what it feels like to me.
You're
her
so
heart
sweet.
Be strong. I'm telling you, she's a survivor, yo. I'm telling you, she's strong. This is one strong woman. And this is my woman.
You're so sweet. Yeah, so I hope that answered that question. And then it says, also, we know a healthy marriage requires maintenance. What advice would you give a newly married couple on how to stay married and in love for years to come? Okay, I'm going to start this off, because first of all, what I would tell, and this is what we tell our son if he ever thinks, both of our kids, we're very honest with them about marriage. I would tell them that marriage is a lot of work.
It is.
And I think a lot these days, people get so wrapped up into these weddings and these big productions and stuff, they don't realize what's coming to follow. Because once you say those I do's is when that work is going to begin. And it's going to get hard. And then once you have kids and stuff, the dynamics are going to change, because that attention that you were giving to your mate, that your mate solely got, that goes away, because the mother is mostly focusing on the kids. And then, might slack up on the spouse a little bit. You try to do as best as you can. But when you're in the mix of it, that's what happens. But it's a lot of work, and you really have to communicate. And another thing that I want to say is, I think people get so wrapped up into this in love thing. Anybody who's taken a psychology class, I have taken 2 psychology classes, will know that the in love phase only lasts, the falling in love phase, the in love phase only lasts between 1.5 years to 2 years, maybe longer, if you're not supposed to really be together, like meaning if you're cheating or something. So what I want to say to that is that what happens is the real love kicks in, and a lot of people break up because they go, oh, I'm not in love with her anymore, I'm not in love with him. You're not going to always be in love with your mate. You're going to always love them, but you're not always going to be in love. Right. Those phases are going to come and go. You're going to fall in and out of love during the course of your marriage. And so many people give up so easy because they think they're not in love, so then they go looking for that in love feeling with somebody else, which is not going to last. You're never going to be in love. You can't be with somebody all these years and constantly feel those butterflies and that in love feeling. Real love kicks in. Like, real love is him being there with me last week. That's what you want. That's what you want. You want somebody, you want that type of love. That's what you want your relationship to end up at, is when you're sick and you're down. Sorry, y'all, I'm getting notifications. When you're sick and you're down, you want somebody that's going to be there, and you know, and they're showing you, and they're sad for you, and they want you to get better. That's what you want. So nowadays, people just give up. They just give up so easily.
Yep.
So easily.
Like if one person gets really sick, the other person has to be there to take care of her.
Yeah.
I mean, I would take care of her. It doesn't matter. I would do what I had to do. You know, I would take care of her. And I hope that she would do the same for me.
Oh, I would take care of you, definitely.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But the thing is, too, is that, I just think people don't look at the bigger scale of marriage, and they're always thinking like the grass is greener on the other side. I mean, that lawn still has to be watered also. I mean, you still have to put in the work. You still have to communicate. You still have to, spend time together. And this is what I tell anybody. If you're spending more time with your friends than you are with your spouse, that's a problem. I'm not saying don't go out with your friends and stuff like that, but if you're always spending time with other people besides your spouse, how are you going to connect with your spouse? You're working all day, and then any extra time you have, you're out with your friends, or you're hanging out with your siblings or whatever. Where does that leave your spouse at? Something you can't. Somebody is missing some time, and that's what I was saying. Like when I wanted to hang out with my friends and stuff, and he wanted to hang out with his friends and stuff. Someone wasn't getting the time.
The feeling is not a good feeling.
It's not a good feeling. So the thing is like your spouse and your family should be like the first priority. And once we started making each other the priority and focusing more on what was in our house, and instead of hanging out with others outside of our house. No, don't get me wrong, we go out with our friends and stuff, just not as much. But honestly, I'd rather hang out with him over anybody else. I mean, that's just how it is. And once we started doing that, that's when everything changed. That's when our foundation of our house became solid.
Right.
Is once we started, once he got the bulk of my energy, and then once I got the bulk of his energy, that's when the dynamics changed to back when we were dating.
Yeah, so, and this is something else. Like, we always tell our kids, like, their 20s are for them. Let your 20s be for you, because you're still trying to discover yourself. You're trying to determine what you want to be, trying to figure out your career. So I don't rush. You don't have to be in a relationship. I mean, date other people. Mm-hmm. And, when you get 30, then you start a family and everything. Because you pretty much, you kind of figuring out who you are by that time.
Yeah.
So, like I said, your 20s are for you.
Travel, get all that stuff out of your system, date a few people, live your life, have fun, so you won't be looking back having any regrets.
So that's our advice for our kids.
Yeah.
You can tell your kids whatever you would like, but that's our advice for our kids.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend them getting married young like we did. Now, would I get married young again? I would still do it all over again. I mean, I don't, now I don't feel like I really missed anything, so I would still do it, but I wouldn't recommend my kids doing it.
Right.
So, yeah, all right. Next question. Do you both speak Spanish, and what is your favorite Latin food? No. Like I said, I speak the basics, if that. And my favorite Latin food is I love empanadas because I love snacks. And empanadas are sweet.
I like all Spanish food. I don't really have a favorite.
No, but I like a lot of Spanish food, but I love me some empanadas. Okay? And she says, what would you say is the best quality that you find in each other? I'll let you go first. What's the best quality you find in me?
She's just down to earth. She's just a kind, sweet person. She's just truly kind. She will do anything for anyone that she believes in. She is kind.
Thank you. And I would say that he's very thoughtful. He's very, very thoughtful. He always thinks of me when he does anything. Me and our kids. He does put us first. He puts us first. He's very thoughtful of us. He's very thoughtful when it comes. You're a very thoughtful person.
Yeah, I walk barefooted before they do.
Yeah, and that's the truth. He will go without before me and those kids do. So that's the truth. And I got asked this a couple times because I guess people. Oh, if you didn't see the husband tag video, I'll link that up above. I'll give you a little tag there so you can go check that out as well. Okay, but a question I got is they want to know how we met. So if you haven't seen my husband tag video, like I said, I'll link it up above. But how we met is we met at a club, and we met through a mutual friend. Actually, our friend Mike, you guys know our friend Mike from Chicago. My best friend at the time was dating Mike's brother Mark, and Mark was Lonnie hung out with Mark too, and so they used to go over to my best friend at the time's house, and you guys play cards like a couple times or whatever. So when we met, it was at a club. It was my first time ever going to a club, and I was actually my friend that introduced me to him actually set me up on this blind date with this other guy. So I was with this other guy at this club, and him and his friends kept staring at me because I was out on the dance floor getting my groove on. Yep, that's why we're always dancing, because he met me dancing. I just love to dance. I've always loved to dance. So and he kept staring at me. They kept staring at me and looking at me, but I didn't care because I was still dancing. But then I was sitting down at the table. I was sitting by the guy I was on the blind date with, and he came over and he said hi to my friend. He was like, hey, her name was Nicey. He was like, hey, Nicey, how's it going? When I heard him talk, I was like, oh my God, because I'm from Virginia, so to us, like, New York was like, hey, you from New York? So he came over and he said, hey, Nicey, how's it going? I was like, oh my God, are you from New York? And he was like, yeah, I'm from New York. And then and then we just started talking from there. He was smooth. And then the rest is history.
Yeah.
So
make sure you check out that video.
Check out the husband tag video, and again I'll link it up above.
It's more in detail.
Yeah, it goes more into detail into how we met. I don't want to go into too much detail because we've already talked about it, but you can get the full story if you watch that video. All right, let's see. We got a few more questions from y'all. Let's see. Okay, the next question. I did that already. Okay, this one was how did we hold on through I think I answered that. Why am I on there? Oh, okay. The next question was how do we hold on through the rough patches to grow to the marriage we have today? And I think we already answered that. I think we talked about that already. And then it says, looking back, how did you maintain your marriage through the infant toddler years? And like I said, I mean, those years are hard because, like I said, once you have kids and stuff, the dynamics of the marriage change because the focus and the attention is no longer on each other. You have these kids you have to care for. So, you know, whereas you can give your husband a whole bunch of attention before you have kids, when you have those babies, it's a whole different story. And then y'all both are fighting over, I'm not getting up, you get up. So it causes a lot of tension, but we made it through it. So.
But we always been a good team when it came to the kids, though.
Yeah, I mean,
get up and take care.
Yeah, and actually with his schedule, he actually used to keep them during the day because he worked in the evening, so he would keep them during the day. So we both, I mean, we did what we had to do. We did what we had to do with each other to make things work. And when they say teamwork makes the dream work, you ain't never lied. You know, if we would not have worked together, it just wouldn't work.
Ooh, I remember them days trying to watch toddlers coming off a midwife. It was hard.
So it was.
But we made it work.
Yeah, we made it work. So the next question is, your phone keeps closing. Okay, the last question is, how do we keep our relationship spicy? I guess I'll talk about this. And, you know, I think when people think, how do you keep this relationship spicy? They automatically think about sex. But it's not just all about sex because, look, sex will get you a man, but y'all know it will not keep you one. You have to have something more going for you than just that. So I think we keep it spicy by hanging out with each other. We like to dance. We dance with each other.
Crack on each other.
Yeah, we crack on each other. We converse with each other. We play fight with each other. We do all types of stuff, you know? We do all types of stuff to keep it spicy because it's more so about the connection, because women are emotional creatures. Like, we don't just want no man just climbing on us. I don't care if it is our husband or not. Like, we want some connection with him. I don't care how long you've been with him. You want something, like me, you got to stimulate me here before you can stimulate me anywhere else.
Well, you know, the same thing goes for men. Right. Some men too, you know.
What?
I need some stimulation too, you know.
Yo. I was talking about, we know men are different. Come on now.
I wasn't talking about that type of stimulation. I was alluding to what you were saying.
Whatever.
See, dirty minds. See.
But yeah, so when we have all that going, then that makes everything else.
Yeah. And plus, you know, we're really compatible.
Yeah.
We like to do the same things, and that helps a lot.
Yeah.
We've always been like that.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah, we have the same interests, and one thing, we have the same goals. Like, we've always had the same goals.
Right.
Like, that's something that has never wavered.
We
Like,
always help each other, no matter what.
Yeah. And the thing is, he has my back, and he knows I have his back, and that's the main thing. Knowing that we have each other's back. But yeah, so.
You have my heart.
Yeah.
Hearty bee.
You're so silly. But yeah, so let me see if I have anything else on here. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope we answered your questions. And if we didn't, you can feel free to ask us some more, and we'll do another couples Q&A.
What?
So if you liked this video and if you enjoyed this, give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below, let us know what you think. And again, if you have more questions. Also, I want to say, if you're new to my channel, welcome, y'all, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. To all my returning subscribers, you guys know I love y'all. Y'all know y'all mean the world to me. And if you happen to be stopping by, yes, if you happen to be stopping by and you like what you see, feel free to hit that subscribe button down below and become part of the family. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. And as always, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Thanks for rolling with the girl. I love y'all. You love them too.
Peace.
And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.